Wakeman Soccer Park and NCFC promote good sportsmanship by athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation in supporting the athletes and officials in a positive manner. Intimidating actions or statements based on biases in politics, gender, age, race, faith, ethnicity, or sexual orientation will not be tolerated and are brought to removal from the site of competition. Please refrain from throwing objects on the play field, blowing whistles, and interfering with the flow of the game. Spectators caught engaging in such actions will be removed from the stadium and possibly arrested. Here today's match officials, please welcome referee Velimir Stefanovic, assistant referee Tom Felice, assistant referee Josh Lampkin. Our fourth official this evening is Josiah Clark. Now the starting lineup for the Birmingham Legion FC. Please welcome their captain, number 3, Manuel Pavia. In goal, number 1, Matt Van Opel. Number 33, Moses Mensah. Number 21, Alex Cornale. Number 24 is Mujib Morana. Number 20, AJ Patterson. Number 8, Kobe Hernandez Foster. Number 19 is Enzo Martinez. Number 15, Tyler Pasher. Number 10, Prosper Kassim. And number 29, Stefano Pino. Birmingham is led by head coach Tommy Schoen with assistant coaches Eric Avila and Brady Cloutier. Today's match ball is being delivered by Sal the Salamander from Holly Springs Baseball. Please, let's welcome Sal the Salamander to the field.
We've got a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Cary, North Carolina. WakeMed Soccer Park, home to North Carolina FC, back in USL Championship. That means back to games against Birmingham Legion FC. Birmingham comes in at 2-2. North Carolina FC at 1-2 as 3 points on the line in the USL Championship race. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dean Linke alongside the great Andrew Tate, and it is great to be back in USL Championship where every game means so much.
Yeah, and a big 3 points at stake today. And NCFC has a really good streak at the moment, 7 games unbeaten, stretching back to last year. And they're looking for a result today, especially when they've got a run of home games coming here. I think it's 5 out of the next 6 games here at WakeMed Soccer Park.
We were anticipating Golex Anderson, as we call him, starting, but he's not going to get the start. John Bradford's going to go with a youngster up top.
Yeah, and that speaks of the ethos and sort of the pathway that the club's provided. The young boy we're going to talk about is Julian Placius. He's 18 years old, 6'3", comes out of the LA Galaxy Academy, a boy that's really, really talented, was on trial this past summer in Belgium, and a player that I know, speaking to the coaching staff, are expecting big things in the future, but it's his first start today. Last 4 out of 5 games, he's come off the bench, so a great opportunity for the young man today.
And in goal for Birmingham Legion FC, if I had $1 for every big save he's made at WakeMed Soccer Park, I'd be rich like you. Matt Van Oekel plays really well here.
Yeah, complete flip from Julian Placius. This young man has a lot of experience here, almost 13,000 minutes at the championship level. He's got over 400 saves and 43 shutouts, and a player that is a big, big component in this Legion side.
He told me that he put this game on his refrigerator. He's ready for it. Glad to be back at WakeMed Soccer Park. There's another youngster that might get a chance to play as well for North Carolina FC. When we return, we'll have the lineups and the kick. North Carolina FC, Birmingham Legion FC coming up.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, Select Physical Therapy is here for you. Select Physical Therapy is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make Select Physical Therapy's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, Select Physical Therapy is here for you. Select Physical Therapy is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make Select Physical Therapy's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park. Kind of a steamy Sunday afternoon, to be fair, with a whole lot of competition going on, Masters Sunday and everything else. Along with Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for North Carolina FC.
And head coach John Bradford sticks with his tried and tested 3-4-2-1 formation. He's got some changes, though, in that rotation, some of it forced. But the 4 players remain in Craig, Martin, and DaCosta and Perez that have all started each of the 5 games so far. The changes come in goal with Maguire in for Carrera, Flores Blanco in for Armstrong, and Mikey Maldonado in for Ja'Cory Hayes. And then the 2 teenagers who we highlighted in the open, Julian Placius and Adrian Palejo, making their first and second starts respectively. And switching across to Birmingham Legion, just 2 changes for head coach Tom Sohn as he looks to go to that 4-1-4-1 formation that served them so well against Loudoun last time out. In the last 2 away games, they've drawn blanks. They'll be looking to try and fix that today and get the 3 points.
Tom Sohn with MLS experience. He has made a lot of stops. There's John Bradford at just 44 years young. Has accomplished so much. A lot of it right here with North Carolina FC, NCFC Youth. North Carolina FC will be in the dark blue. Birmingham Legion with, looks like a little bit of gold and white. They also have Pasher, number 15, who has scored some rocket goals here, not wearing the Birmingham Legion colors, but he scored some big-time goals everywhere, actually. He can hit it.
Yeah, he's a tidy player to watch and a player I think the folks at home will enjoy watching today on this beautiful carpet that is Wake Med Soccer Park.
One player that is always worth mentioning is Enzo Martinez, who gets a touch there. There's a decent chance Enzo Martinez could get a yellow card, and I mean that respectfully. He's not afraid to get stuck in.
And that would please the North Carolina faithful, wouldn't it, based on their experience of him and the many tight, fiercely contested games with Charlotte Independence down the years.
Here's Ezra Armstrong, who's looked really good. Armstrong already, Van Oekel with a big save, and they're going to point to the spot. Van Oekel actually sought him out before the game because he's been so brilliant here. And can you believe 52 seconds in, North Carolina FC will have a penalty.
It's just a great ball into a dangerous area. Van Oekel gets to it the first time and then doesn't see Rafa coming darting across the penalty box. What is the right wing back doing in that position? But he's alive to the loose ball, and you can see it right in front of the referee. He's got a good view of it, definite contact, and a stunning start to the game.
Stunning indeed. Van Oekel, I gotta believe Andrew Tate was an automatic pick for you based on some of the games we've seen him play here.
Well, I think this is the stage that he wants, Dean, right? Everything's on him right here. Big moment for DaCosta, though.
I do not think this is the stage he wants right now, actually. We'll see what DaCosta can do. If Van Oekel makes a save here, then look out, folks, because he has been unbelievable at Wake Med Soccer Park. Right down the middle. DaCosta. How about North Carolina FC with a 1-0 lead?
Yeah, clutch moment for Rodrigo DaCosta there. Last time out, Dean, I remember you and Kendall discussing where Perez was going to go on the penalty. So interesting choice there for Rodrigo DaCosta to take that one. But a big moment, great start for the home team, and just what they needed. Goals have been hard to come by, so to get one in the opening minute here is a great start, and something John Bradford would have been licking his lips over.
Yeah, Kendall Fletcher-White knew exactly where Luis Perez was going to go. And DaCosta. Good for him to step up and take it as well. He's a player that John Bradford always talks highly about, and he steps up and makes it 1-0 North Carolina FC. What a start for the home team.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one, Dean. Obviously, Luis Perez scoring the penalty and taking it so well a couple of weeks ago against Hartford here in a big moment to get the home team off to a good start. Interesting decision. I wonder if it's one of those where DaCosta had been wanting a goal, hit the post at Detroit. Is it one of them like, look, let's get him started, and then the goals will come?
I think so. I think you nailed it. Turnover, midfield, Martinez. Has it taken away by Craig. Maldonado over to DaCosta. Watching at his 8,000 square foot estate down in Florida is Jorge Acuna. We'll say hello to him. It's 1-0 North Carolina FC.
Expect a bit more from Jorge Acuna, to be honest.
A little bit more than 8,000.
A little bit more square footage, to be honest.
He's got to work on that, actually. Perez. There's Armstrong, and this one will go off Martin and come back to Birmingham Legion FC, who trail 1-0. Backwards, two go forwards. Pelayo. It is spelled P-E-L-A-Y-O, but pronounced Pelayo. Here's Martin. Malou. has kind of become a mainstay at that right back spot. And the youngster bumped from behind will earn a free kick. Good work there by Placius. Placius and Pelayo, 18 years young.
It's good play from the young striker there, just getting his body in front of the defender. As soon as there's contact in that position, straight in the back, it's an easy decision for the referee. A nice pass from Paco Craig there out the back, outside the right boot, looking to find a seam there for the young forward. A really positive start, Dean.
Perez over the ball as they set the line. I can tell you that the USL on the CBS networks continues in April. Mark your calendar on Saturday, April 27th, rather, as the Tampa Bay Rowdies clash with New Mexico United at 7:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Here's the whistle. Perez, far side, headed out of bounds, and it'll come back to Birmingham Legion FC. Matt Van Oekel may never talk to me again. I actually walked out on the field. Nobody else was on the field, and he was kind of in his warm-up, and I had to shake the man's hand because, I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, but I mean, it's been legit, right? And I know that's why you picked him. I mean, he has been so fantastic here. I wanted to just tell him, and 15 seconds in,
I think they call that the commentator's curse, Dean.
Yeah, he'll never speak to me again.
Usually that's during the broadcast, not prior to the broadcast happening.
Okay.
It's like a premonition, but there you go. If it works for the home team today, John Bradford will be trying to get you to do that each week, Dean, for the opposition goalkeeper.
Yeah. I was so pleased that that's who you picked.
I mean, they've only given up 7 goals all season.
Yeah.
He's had, I think he's tied for 3rd with the most saves, and you just know down the years, Dean, I think back to 5 years ago in a playoff game here against Birmingham Legion, and he's a clutch goalkeeper, unbelievably consistent and reliable, but every goalkeeper has a moment, and he's entitled to it. I'm sure the next chance that comes his way, he'll be looking to redeem himself.
Well said. Well done by Rafa Mensingen to pounce on what was kind of a loose ball, and that's where Van Oekel got in trouble, and Rafa drew the PK. Costa. Really a no-doubter PK finish, I think, from Acosta. Speaking of that, the Courage had another big win here last night. They dominated Portland, smoked them 2-0. Could have been worse. They controlled all aspects of the game, but we were talking about the fact that the U.S. women waiting on Emma Hayes just won the She Believes Cup. And Alyssa Nair, Casey Murphy, the Courage goalkeeper, Alyssa Nair has been unbelievable on PKs for the USA.
It's a skill, certain goalkeepers are they're just built for it, it seems like, it's an attitude, it's a mentality, they look forward to it. And that's why I wasn't writing Matt Van Oekel off getting his boot on that penalty down the middle there. He wasn't far away. But yeah, listen there, real standout for the US Women's National Team in that She Believes Cup.
And I always love a goalkeeper that wants to early doors step up and take a PK as well. She just absolutely smashes it. Her twin sister was a big-time goal scorer at Messiah, so she clearly can play with her feet. And
they strike a lot of balls in training, these goalkeepers. Yeah. They like to fancy themselves when their teammate goes in the goal and it's their turn to provide the shots and stuff like that. They do work on that. And it's from 12 yards. It's a mentality thing for me.
Rafa plays it into his own space. Rafa. Ezra Armstrong, so pacey. Ezra Armstrong trying to keep it on the ground. Sent out of there. Birmingham Legion FC, again coached by Tom Sohn. Craig over to Malou. Malou gets in a little bit of trouble. One back by Mikey Maldonado. Raheem Summersall went to national team, and when he came back, he's had an injury that's still bothering him. He's probably another week or so away from getting back out there, and Maldonado's made the most of it.
Yeah, it was a tough one at the start of the season, wasn't it? Maldonado was starting on the bench, and it was Summersall and Martin that were the chosen two. But I know, in speaking to John Bradford, the squad and the depth of it is going to be really, really important with international call-ups and things of that nature. Some injuries getting picked up now, and a busy month ahead. So great to see him playing.
Long throw in from Maldonado, which is another great attribute that he brings to this North Carolina FC team. Here's Pettis. Nifty little fake, then with his left foot, far post. Great save by Van Oekel. That's what he does. Remember that save, because if Birmingham Legion FC can somehow find the equalizer, that was a brilliant save.
It was huge. And for all the domination that North Carolina has had in this opening 10 minutes, you feel that they need to capitalise and take every chance they can, because we really haven't seen anything of the Legion so far. This is the first time I've seen them string more than 2 passes together.
Here comes Birmingham Legion FC.
Not much help from Marana there, as he gets crowded out by 3 Navy shirts.
Martin, really good communicator, tidy player in the midfield. Been pretty much an automatic starter for the most part for John Bradford. Number 3 back there for Birmingham Legion FC. That's Alex Cronali, one of my favorites. Former Maryland Terrapin, played a little bit with the Columbus Crew. His brother Eli used to play with him on this team. He told me Eli is retired, but Alex still getting it done. His mom and dad have retired to Arizona, as he's on it now, Alex Cronali. Games at Maryland. Got to talk to him before the game. It's Tyler Pasher. Pasher played quite a bit for Indy 11, including for former Carolina Railhawks head coach Martin Rennie. And he scored some stingers. Ooh, what a ball from Pasher, actually, over top. This is trouble here for a chance to tie, and just missing. What a great ball from Pasher, though, huh?
It was a great ball. And for all the dominance that North Carolina's had, maybe in this opening 10 minutes or so, you just show the moment there. It's a great ball from Pasher, prospers in. And this is the chance for NCFC we saw just a few moments ago. Look at that, going back across his body, gets a right hand out there, and key moment, and this is Prosper at the other end. It's a great ball from Pasha to put him in. He was clean through on goal, and he just drags that shot wide of the right post. And that would have put the Legion back on level terms and undone all the good work that North Carolina's had. It's a warm day here today in Raleigh, isn't it, Dean? And a little bit hotter than maybe the players have been used to start the season, so you can see the game at times is quite slow, but all it takes is one little bit of quality, and you can see the defence has unlocked it very easily.
Enzo Martinez over to Pasher. Yeah, it's a little humidity in the air as well. We feel the wind up here in the perch. I'm not sure how much the players feel that wind as that comes across. Not exactly how you want to clear it right at the top of the 18.
Certainly not for Tyler Pasha. Surprising that he wasn't able to pull that one down first touch and get a shot off.
You're just joining us here on ESPN Plus, USL Championship action. North Carolina FC, 52 seconds in, earning a penalty kick. Van Oekel, one of the best goalkeepers in USL Championship, clipping Rafa Mensingen. And then DaCosta stepped up and finished it, and that one just a little bit too high.
It's a good effort from Kobe Hernandez Foster there. I think Maguire had that one covered, kept his hands out of it, let it sail.
I also want to say hello to those of you watching on WRAL2. Great work by Armstrong to take it away. All right, I was told to wait 15 minutes before I asked Andrew Tate the question if he knew by chance who may have won the NCFC Youth golf tournament. I'm 15 minutes in, so I'm going to go ahead and ask Andrew.
I'm glad you had that conversation with yourself, Dean. You know?
That's exactly how it went down, by the way.
How long do I have to wait? Yeah. Surprised you didn't make it in the open, to be honest, Mr. Linke. No, I'm glad you had a good day.
Oh my God,
Dean.
you know me too well.
15, 14. Can I get to 14, 13?
Unbelievable. Picked off. You just won the poker game.
Hey, I'm a defender, Dean. I've always got to think one step ahead, otherwise I'm getting undone with a lack of pace here. So, no, great day out and for a great cause as well, trying to make the sport of soccer more accessible to youth in the area. But great to see you and your son and everyone else out there on the beautiful course of Prestonwood.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite days to spend with my son, who, unlike me, is quite the golfer. Can just absolutely smash it. Great to see Gary Butte out there, Jason Gary. Clint Dempsey used to play in it. I don't think he was there this time around. I've seen him out there before. Dewan Bader, Marlo Campbell. I mean, it's like a reunion, isn't it?
It is.
Which is timely because NCFC Youth celebrating 50 amazing years.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it gave a few people some false hope that they could play in the Masters in a few years' time, Dean. I think you're thinking that way now, aren't you? Is the Ryder Cup call coming?
I can't believe how quickly you picked me off. A discussion of one. You knew it, too. That is ridiculous. 18 minutes in, it's
no one else
1-0.
cares, Dean. That's the problem, right? No one else cares. I know that feeling all too well.
Ezra Armstrong.
Great feat.
Perez. DaCosta. He's got the goal from the penalty spot. Back to Perez. Martin. Now DaCosta. Trying to get it back to Martin. And Birmingham Legion FC trying to settle things down. Craig, nice and calm, finds Mikey Maldonado. They get it over to Rafa. Rafa drew the penalty kick. DaCosta. And it's picked up by Van Opel. Just to put a bow on it, I do want to thank Gary Butte and Kat and the NCFC youth staff. They really work hard on the golf tournament, and that's the last I'll say about it for now anyway.
We had a college signing night for some of our senior players in the youth club the day before, sort of tie those two together and pull it off in the manner that they did is a real credit to the staff that work so hard on those events for sure.
Birmingham Legion FC. Granelli. Ooh, he was thinking about a little Messi bomb there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got his 3-wood out and thought he could crank it. The wind is blowing, so maybe he was thinking a little bit of a wind assist there, but that'll keep Maguire a little bit more honest as he tries to sweep up behind that tidy back three of Craig, Malou and Pelayo.
Costa, just a little bit too strong there that time for Rafa. Rodrigo DaCosta, born in '93.
I'll tell you, 20 minutes in, the two teams that have given up a combined 13 goals in 10 games. I've been really surprised by how easily both teams have been able to kind of unpick the opposition's defence. It wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. I was expecting a 0-0 tight, torrid affair, and it's been quite the opposite. It's been open. It's defensively a little bit questionable at times, but we'll see how this plays out throughout the remaining 70 minutes.
Craig to Malou. Taken away there. Good steal coming from A.J. Patterson, number 20. It's back to Prosper. Prosper probably feels like he should have the equalizer. He had a good opportunity to tie it early, Andrew.
Absolutely. It's a brilliant chance, and you'd expect him to score in that position 99 times out of 100, but give credit to Maguire, narrowed the angle, and unfortunately for Cassine, he's dragged it wide of the post.
John Bradford showing he's still got a decent touch. Played at Furman for a little bit. Alex Cronali hits it high in the air.
Just having a chat with Birmingham Legion captain Kavita. Wasn't happy with the flailing arms of Da Costa there as he wins a free kick.
Perez. Now Armstrong's on it. Said it before, say it again. The son of Desmond Armstrong, who was a starter for the 1990 U.S. World Cup team. And one of the final cuts for the 94 team. Prosper with a really good ball. Birmingham Legion FC is in. Enzo Martinez! And Enzo Martinez has tied it at 1. That is what he does. Martinez, as good as Van Oekel has been in goal here, Enzo Martinez has been outstanding as well, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, and it's a great cutback from Pino. Puts it on a plate, and Enzo Martinez, as expected, arriving in the box and finishing it off expertly. Big goal for Birmingham Legion. It was a loose ball on the halfway line that just kind of dropped, and then they took full advantage from there. And speaking of Coach John Bradford, in the build-up to this game, he talked about, I asked what the message was in training this week. He said it was details, 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 and just the importance of every little moment in the game mattering. And you see they've been caught. That's the second time, I think, in the game. You think back to Cassine Prosper's chance.
Legion goal in the 23rd minute from number 19, Enzo Martinez.
Big moments. It could be 2-1 to Legion, despite that really positive start for the home team. Instead, both teams tied at 1.
This 5 o'clock start on a Monday just kind of changes the feel of the game just a little bit. I can't quite get my
Sunday.
What did I say?
You said Monday. You're already you've already ruined the weekend. You're already on Monday.
Da Costa.
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. It's like a 5 o'clock game at this. Oh, hello. A bit of afters there from Moses Mensah, kicking the ball into the hoardings. Saying no more of that, sir. Yeah, beautiful day in Gary. 80 degrees, I think, or something today, Dean.
Yeah.
I can sort of see it, the body language of the players. At times when one team's just got really good possession of the ball, the other team just sort of sits in their banks of 4 or what have you, and lets the other team have it. But it's that little loss in concentration that we've seen a couple of times from both teams now, that those are the key moments in the game. the tracking of Enzo Martinez there as well from midfield. Really important.
It is Monday somewhere.
I like that. You just erased Monday as a day, you know.
Costa has it taken away. Ooh, this is a pretty good
great
ball.
ball.
Pasher. Really creative player to foul there from Ezra Armstrong. Not the worst foul, to be fair. We have seen Pasher pull down balls from long distance and continue his run, so probably lucky that it didn't quite work out that way. Gave Ezra Armstrong enough time to get back over and be there and be ready. North Carolina FC already with a whole lot of players warming up. Not the case for Birmingham. Pasher probably going to be passing here, but he's not afraid to shoot it. It is right into the hands of McGuire. Jake McGuire and Antonio Carrera. It's not like they've been splitting exact time. McGuire's got a little bit more time than Carrera, but John Bradford has worked both of them in. Maldonado. Martin. We're tied at ones. An early PK for North Carolina FC, and then Enzo Martinez, former Tar Heel. I feel like Enzo Martinez had a year with the Railhawks even, so did his brother, but spent a ton of time with Charlotte and would just terrorize this team.
Martinez is a real player. I think that was one I was teasing up whether I should highlight him today as well, Dean. Another player that's really done well on this pitch and loves playing against NCFC.
Loves it. Like, he'll be one of those guys, the TST's coming back to Wakemed Soccer Park in June. He'll be one of those guys that when he retires will be on that team of players that wants to play against North Carolina FC and won't be afraid to two-foot somebody.
Yeah, he'll bring it regardless.
Having said all that, he's actually a really smart player. He's on the ball now. Great vision. Always puts himself in really good spots like he did for the equalizer. Look at him switch the point of attack. Good job by Ezra Armstrong. Ezra Armstrong now is going. Here we go, transition. Look at Enzo Martinez, though. Look he turned it over. Look who's on him right now. Enzo Martinez, Ezra Armstrong. Ezra, decent pass back over. Drops it back. DaCosta. Got one. And handled there by Cronali. Alex Cronali high in the air. Dropped down to Malou.
You see how the game shifts, Dean. One sloppy moment in possession and all of a sudden the game shifts 80 yards down the other end of the field, and now everyone's got to work. The body language of players as well, just sapping conditions.
Mikey Maldonado, really nice move. He had Rafa Menzingen deep, and then he had DaCosta at the top of the 18. They call that on Martin.
Got another look at it here. Prosper Kasim, I think, just catches him with that left leg. The right foot was great, but the left one just sort of kicked the feet out from under Prosper Kasim there. Malou asking the question of how. He didn't feel it was a foul, but gives the game a chance to breathe.
It's on Malou. Tom Sohn up off his bench, giving some direction at the moment.
Pino just caught offside there with that running, just gone a little early, but you can see Legion have had some joy with those longer passes, especially the balls in behind that back three. Just tendency to switch off sometimes when there's no pressure on the ball.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. We got a yellow card given. Did that go to 20?
Yeah, AJ Patterson just stopping the momentum of Luis Perez there. You can see it. Just grabs that arm and pulls it back. Gets some of the ball, but it's the yanking of the arm right in front of the referee's nose that was going to get his attention, and he goes into the book.
Martin squares it to the center back. Three-back system. John Bradford is gone with since day one here for North Carolina FC. In their return to USL Championship. Storybook return, winning USL League One. They were headed to USL Championship regardless, but we've talked about it before. What a great way to make your way into USL Championship.
Yeah, great advertisement for promotion, relegation in the top levels of American soccer.
How about Wrexham doing it again?
Oh, man.
What a beautiful sight.
Yeah. Winning 6-0 as well at home to clinch it. That just shows, I mean, you wouldn't write off North Carolina having a really good season this year and going on to try and repeat what they did last year. Just when you've got that momentum, you've got that winning mentality and ethos within your club, and there's confidence there, it can just continue, you know?
Can you not just feel the energy, though? Like, not just in the stadium, you felt it, like, through the whole community, you know? Like, yeah.
Well, I think the big part of that is just the connection to the fans right off the get-go, right? Like, there was a lot of concerns when the takeover initially happened that they were going to come in and not really understand it, but credit to them, they really got to understand what the community was about, what the people stood for, and have really been good caretakers and stewards of the club.
You'll hear me talk quite a bit, not just this game, but leading up to the TST, because it's here at WakeMed Soccer Park, but Wrexham already in for both the women and the men. They were a massive draw a year ago.
Yeah, they've probably got as many American fans as they have Welsh fans, to be honest, Dean, now. A lot of clubs back in England, they don't really like Wrexham now, because
is that right?
There's a bit of animosity and jealousy there.
Okay.
And, yeah, you know what I mean? People don't like seeing other people do well and have all the money. And look at Dean with his fancy jacket and car and, you know, that sort of stuff. Not that you're like that, Dean.
Well, they just mentioned the golf.
Yeah, exactly. I'll sign your autographs later. That's what you say, right?
$34 minutes. Wow, you always have good takes. I didn't know that, so there's some jealousy. Okay.
And it's ironic because the class of '92, the famous Manchester United players, the Beckham and the Nevilles and all that, they own Salford, which is a club that had worked their way up the leagues, kind of like Wrexham, not with as much Hollywood or razzmatazz around them, but they're still in League Two. They've been stuck there for a number of years now, and Wrexham have just gone boom, boom above them. So,
wow.
Yeah, kind of makes them look a little bit, you know, I wouldn't say silly, but they're definitely frustrated now. And like, oh, why can't we do that?
Good stuff, Andrew Tate. Great ball over the top. Flank stays down. Birmingham Legion FC. Nice tackle by Ezra Armstrong.
Fancy him in a foot race, don't you, Dean, all the time. There, I think Morana had a good few yards head start on him, but Armstrong recovered well and got in a big tackle. Got to be careful going to ground in the penalty box, but got that one spot on.
Minute 35 to Alex Cronali. be Hernandez Foster wearing number 8. Birmingham Legion FC. Pasher. Earn a corner kick. Corner kick coming for Birmingham Legion FC.
Yeah, Malou did well there to get across because Pasha's tail was up there inside the box. He was skipping through and I thought he was going to get a ball across the 6-yard box, but Malou was equal to it.
Martinez got the equalizer for Birmingham. Mikey Maldonado going to put a little pressure on Van Oekel. Van Oekel can deal with that just fine. Andrew, any thoughts on Placia so far? He hasn't had a ton of touches.
No, it was a really positive start. I think at the beginning of the game now, it's sort of been a lot more midfield transition rather than into the forwards. But early on, he did everything right. There's not a lot for him right now at the moment. Same with Palaio at the back here. I think he's done everything adequately. It's tough, though, against this wily Legion side.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe them. They've always been that way. They're never out of a game, ever, right?
No, and I was looking back through like how they've done over the last few years, just to sort of see where they end up. I think they were 7th last year, got to the quarterfinals of the Eastern Conference Championships and fell to finalists in the Charleston Battery, which is, you know, they were always close games. Last year they knocked out Charlotte FC in the MLS in the Open Cup, and then they went down narrowly into Miami. So they're just a team that they hang around, they're consistent. I think there was only 3 players that left in the summer, and then they brought in maybe 2 or 3 more. So it's always evolution and not revolution for Tom Sohn and the Legion.
That's really well said. Even having not seen them in a few years, it looks like we just saw them yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Enzo Martinez, Van Oekel, Cognale, you know, a lot of familiar faces.
Indeed. Costa, or in a corner kick, or did that might be a throw-in? Yeah, throw-in, my bad. So that'll be Mikey Maldonado. This is the 8th all-time meeting between the two clubs. The series is dead even, 3-3-1. The draw was the first ever meeting back in 2019, a scoreless draw. Birmingham got a big win in the 2019 playoffs. In a play-in game with J.J. Williams, 93-minute winner, 3-2. I remember that one. Maldonado with that long looping throw-in, and a foul called against North Carolina FC. NCFC won 3 of 4 matches in 2020 during the COVID year. Former NCFC midfielder Dre Fortune scored in each of the NCFC wins. And then Jaden Cervania, who back then the kid's still young for North Carolina FC, he scored in 2 of the 4 games for Birmingham.
Still a young talent. Yeah, he was a really, really, really young talent at that point. Just like you, Dean, they're still calling you young, you know, 5 years later.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Young golfing prodigy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, none of those words have come up. Yeah. Martin. Yeah, just so everybody knows, in the scramble, they used 2 of my shots. 2. So just to set the record straight, I was...
that was nice.
Heavy baggage. Samsonite.
Hey, you're good for morale.
Perez. Rafa earned a penalty earlier. Referee not biting that time. We're a minute 40 already. On that whistle, I'll tell you, can't watch the match. Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Minute 40. Malley. She's going to come all the way back. Yeah, that was really constructive the way you broke down this Birmingham Legion team. And it doesn't always happen that way. Maybe it does happen a little bit more at USL Championship, but not necessarily. There usually is a lot of turnover, and they don't. They add quality.
Yeah. That's it. I think as sports fans, we tend to be quite have knee-jerk reactions and responses to things, you know what I mean? Things aren't going well, let's rip it up, let's start over. And that's just really not a recipe for success a lot of the time. So Tom Sohn, been there from the beginning with Birmingham Legion now, and I think it's his 6th season with the club. And just each year they know what they are, they know what they're trying to be, and they understand the community and the club as a whole, and he just gets the best out of the players that he has. And
the wisdom of Andrew Tate. Here comes Armstrong. Armstrong first times it with his left foot. Does stay in bounds, so good effort. Nice job to not give up on the play. North Carolina FC still has it. Perez, not afraid to rip it across. Finally cleared out of there. Almost caught Birmingham Legion FC sleeping just a little bit, as I think they thought it was going out of bounds, Andrew Tate, so they were a little flat-footed there.
I think you're being very kind with a little flat foot. They had stopped, it seemed like, hadn't they? Here we go the other way.
Uh-oh. Flag does come up to save the day, as the finish was on for Prosper that time.
Yeah, that was tight. I thought Paco Craig was close to almost playing him on there, but the arm went up and they got the call they needed. But yeah, just going back to that moment, it looked like they thought the game was done and everyone stopped, and the ball's flying across the 6-yard box. And both teams have had some really good looks at goal in this first half, and a lot more open than I was expecting coming in, to be honest. Encouraging signs attacking-wise for both teams, but defensively some worrying moments for sure.
No, you're right. Very open. Not super tight. Not like in small triangles, but a little more wide open. Turnovers. Fast break is on again. Good job that time by North Carolina FC to get 4 blue jerseys back. Find Martinez. Martinez had the equalizer. Stay with us.
Plus he is, just back helping out now on the top of his box. You can just see the body language of the players, huffing and puffing. And I always find that first game of the season, Dean, where it's warm, it really catches the players, and they can't really. You've got to think in a couple of months' time it's going to be 90 degrees and hot and sweaty out here. And
no, you nailed it. Sunday, 5 p.m. start, 80 degrees. It's a little different than what they've seen all season long. The Detroit game was at Detroit. Was it hot at that game? Do you recall?
I don't think it was.
No.
I think it was windy. I know, it's kind of like what we've been seeing here in the Carolinas. And
how about the wind at the Masters the last couple of days?
Yeah, just seeing a few balls just rolling before the guy's trying to putt it, right? Like just rolling off the green. Get up there and mark your ball quick, right, Dean? I don't think there's a worse condition to play sport in than wind, to be honest. I'll take driving rain or snow or heat, but wind just really
changes everything.
Yeah, spoils the environment, especially for football, because the ball in the air, the ball on the ground, is communications a struggle as well.
Yeah, well said. I've seen college games that have, back in the days where overtime or it'd be golden goal, whoever won the coin toss who had the win they would win the game because they had the win. That one back across. North Carolina FC has been knocking at the door to retake the lead that they had early. 1 minute in, they earned that penalty kick. Stay with us at halftime as we'll have some news and notes from around USL. Take a look at the upcoming schedules for both teams. Some nice little nuggets from Brian Ware, who does really a fantastic job covering all of USL. Long throw. Enzo Martinez, really nice ball into space. Prosper, wow, he's got some breakaway speed. Prosper's gonna cross it back over. Pasher! Deflected. Tyler Pasher. How about that ball from Enzo Martinez into space? Unbelievable.
There's been a few of those, hasn't there? Just really great through balls to get Legion off and flying the other way. Prosper Kassim really puffing out his chest at the moment there. Thought he had the legs to go all the way, and the credit to Adrian Pelayo for getting across and narrowing the angle, and then Justin Malou to get the block in there. Worrying moment for North Carolina in transition. Especially right on half-time as well, Dean. That would have been a big moment.
You know it. The ball from Enzo Martinez, we're starting to see some players cramp up as well. You've nailed it about the weather. Yeah, it's a little windy, but it is hot. And not just for North Carolina FC, same thing for Birmingham. Boy, for me, the thing that North Carolina FC needs to think about is you get the great ball from Enzo Martinez. Prosper, 9 times out of 10, I think he's going to shoot. The fact that he's got the mentality to actually think, hey, maybe there's a better opportunity by getting it over to Pasher. As it turned out, it didn't work out, but it's nice quality to have that he's not always going to shoot every time.
Yeah, I wonder if the earlier miss is playing on his mind that I don't want to do it again. But yeah, there's certainly some things that Coach John Bradford needs to tighten up at half-time, just in defensive transition, whether it's been they've had the ball and they've lost it, and Legion have really capitalized on those spaces in and around that back three.
All right, North Carolina FC, Acosta with an early penalty kick, literally 2 minutes in. And then the equalizer coming from Enzo Martinez. Van Oekel has been brilliant after that penalty kick. Halftime, North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1. Stay with us.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, Select Physical Therapy is here for you. Select Physical Therapy is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make Select Physical Therapy's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chalfa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
A little different start time for North Carolina FC. 5 o'clock on a Sunday here at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary. North Carolina FC got an early goal via a penalty, and then Enzo Martinez, who always seems to do well against North Carolina FC with the equalizer. Your halftime score 1-1, North Carolina FC and Birmingham Legion FC. We welcome you back up to the perch alongside Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, and kind of a different feel to this game, but at the end of the day, we did see a couple goals.
Yeah, it was a really entertaining 45 minutes, Dean. It started with a bang, nearly ended with a bang there for Birmingham Legion, but a really good start. Mensingham winning the penalty in the opening minute. Birmingham Legion worked their way back into it after a shaky start, and then they got the goal, and really it's anyone's game in the second half.
If you're Tom Sohn, what are you saying to your team?
We've got to not play like we did the first 10 minutes because they were non-existent. But I think for them, they've just got to manage the moments in transition. Similar for North Carolina, I would say as well, because I think whenever the team turns the ball over, the game shifts. So you've really got to be quality in possession and maximize those opportunities in the final third.
Great job covering both teams. Now we'll take a look at the upcoming schedules for both teams, and definitely like to see you out here. Go ahead and break down the schedules, Andrew.
Yeah, for North Carolina, we talked about it in the Open, just a lot of games at home coming up. We've got the Open Cup game in midweek as well, but some tasty ones. New Mexico, Rhode Island and Loudoun all coming into WakeMed Soccer Park. I know in speaking to John Bradford, they got the opportunity where they're coming second time around now against Loudoun, and some of these other faces they're going to see more often.
Yeah, don't forget about that Open Cup game. We need to talk more about that in the second half, as Eddie Pope and Roy Lassiter is the coach for the Carolina Core. They're out of High Point, North Carolina. Roy Lassiter, a legend, big-time scorer in MLS, former star at NC State. Not on there, but both these teams have Open Cup games, right? Midweek.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a busy week, some busy games coming for the Legion. Obviously, you see they've got Miami, Memphis, Tulsa, Tampa Bay, and then Charleston Battery, who are in unbelievable form at the moment. That'll be an interesting game for the Legion at home there on May 15th.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back and take a look around USL Championship, news and notes, team of the week, so much more. Halftime, 1-1, North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1.
Two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I don't care. I paint the town red.
If you can survive this, it's going to make the whole story that much better.
The bright horses are broken free from the fields.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes. Only want the best. Running every night. Won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky. Got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Steamy Sunday afternoon, and we're tied at 1. North Carolina FC, the home team. Birmingham Legion FC, the visitors, each with a goal in the first half. Time to look around USL Championship and take a look at the standings in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and Charleston Battery and Louisville, I think two teams that you'd have expected at the top of the table to start the season. The Battery, they went head-to-head in midweek, and really, really good game. Detroit, I think, of the surprise package. I think Danny Dichio doing a great job there. 4 wins out of 4, but it's really tight, really tight. And obviously Pittsburgh, the surprise right at the bottom end of the table, yet to win a game. Rhode Island as well, but look at Indy 11. There's just really quality teams, and I wouldn't be surprised if that flips towards the end of the season.
One of the great things about returning to the USL Championship is the opportunity to play at least one time against the Western Conference teams as well.
Yeah, you hope some of those really nice places you get to visit on the road, right? But yeah, Orange County off to a good start, undefeated. Same with Sacramento, probably another team that you expected to do well, and they're delivering at the start of the season. New Mexico, next up for North Carolina here. They're sitting in 4th with 3 wins, a draw, and a loss from their opening 5 games.
Take a look at the scoreboard for USL Championship. Anything stand out, Andrew Tate?
Just Loudon, once again, getting a result. They really started the season really positively. Battery, now the floodgates have started to open. The goals are coming thick and fast. I think they got 3 or 4 in midweek against Louisville, and following up with 4 on the road at Indy there. So some high-scoring games there. We throw in El Paso as well there. And then Sacramento and Tulsa 1-1. And Phoenix Rising getting a good 3 points there at home to the Switchbacks.
Take a look at the USL Championship news and notes, and of course a lot of it surrounds the fact that, as you mentioned, this week the U.S. Open Cup, Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup gets going.
Yeah, and it's great to see a lot of these regional matchups. So obviously we've got NCFC playing against Carolina Core from down the road, but you've got Louisville versus Greenville, Charlotte versus Rhode Island in their first ever Open Cup game. And you got Wilson Harris and Danny Dichio getting their respective individual monthly awards there. Wilson Harris has been on fire with 4 goals and big moments for him. And then the Battery vaulting to the top of the East. They defeated Louisville, as I mentioned, and getting 4 goals against Indy. The goals are just flying in. Mark Koenig just banging them in. The big thing for NCFC at the start of the season, they were able to hold them to a 0-0 tie.
Take a look at the USL Championship Team of the Week for Week 5.
There's lots of talents in there. Russell Cicerone, Wilson Harris, as we talked about. Alexis Sawahi, a player from USL League One. We got to see a lot last year. Sean Smart playing for Vegas. Heard about him this week, just having a great season. But lots of really talented players getting the acknowledgement that they deserve.
Indeed. Congratulations to all of those players. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back with the first half highlights and the second half kick. Tied at 1 at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chalfa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, Select Physical Therapy is here for you. Select Physical Therapy is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make Select Physical Therapy's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chalfa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Halftime, WakeMed Soccer Park. We're tied at 1. North Carolina FC and Birmingham Legion FC. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you on a Sunday afternoon. And Andrew Tate, let's go to work and show you the highlights. An early start for North Carolina FC.
Early indeed. It was inside the first minute. Good ball from Ezra Armstrong. Van Oekel struggles to gather it. And Rafa Mensingen is the Johnny on the spot there to capture the loose ball and win the penalty. And then it was Rodrigo da Costa getting his first goal for NCFC, just clipping the ball down the middle and getting his team off to a great start at home. And then this was another good chance. This was Van Oekel later in the first half, coming up huge, trying to redeem himself after that earlier error, making a big stop from point blank. This was a great chance at the other end for Birmingham Legion. Prosper Kassim getting in, nearly scoring, but then Enzo Martinez delivers the equaliser. Great cutback from Pino. And Enzo Martinez is doing what he does best, arriving on the scene and finding the back of the net. And this was the moment we talked about. Just they go to sleep here, the Legion. Da Costa helps it on. Ball bounces around. And just going to sleep. And then the other end, transition, Pasha. Great block from Justin Malou. But you can just see here in the clips here how open the game was at times, back and forth. Not a lot of midfield play. It was a lot of fast breaks and catching the teams out in the counters. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the second half as the teams tire. Possession very even. North Carolina just shading on shots, but you can just see very even contest. And whether one team can really wrestle control in the second half, I think will be the big question. Or will we see more of this back and forth rock and roll type affair?
Yeah, seeing the highlights, it's very clear that one of these teams could have easily had a lead here headed into halftime.
I mean, North Carolina could have been up 2-0, and then the other end, they could have been 2 or 3-1 for the Legion, but just not a lot of controlled possession. It's more one team makes a mistake or latches onto a loose ball, and the pace in wide areas and quick counter-attack. We've got Golex Anderson on the bench. That could be another interesting factor in the second half as he enters the fray as players start to tire, but definitely some tweaks for both coaches at half-time. We're interested to see who gets on top in this second 45.
Great to have you with us on ESPN Plus and WRAL2 as the second half is underway. North Carolina FC back out in their traditional home blues. Birmingham Legion in their gold and white. The youngster hitting the foul there.
I'd love to see that, Dean. An 18-year-old just putting himself about, knocking these veteran centre-backs on the backside and just showing no respect, which, you know, as a young player back in the dark ages, Dean, it was one of them where you sometimes, I think, I remember going in and sometimes you show these people too much respect and you need to go in and have a point to prove and, you know, not kind of go under in the occasion. It's a game of football, so you got to showcase yourself. And for young Julian Placias, he's certainly trying to do that today, and he's had some great opportunities this summer on trial, and I know it's a player that the coaching staff thinks really highly of.
Yeah, you had a good conversation with John Bradford about the pathway, and it's a business at the end of the day as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And they've really embraced the youth to pro mentality and trying to make it something that helps the club grow and develop. And you know, they've got these relationships now with Monterrey Rayados, and right now PSV is another club that they've got a relationship with as well, and they've got some representatives here in town watching some of the academy games. I know Adrian Palayo is going to be going on trial I think, end of next week to Belgium and the Netherlands and spend some time over there. So they're looking to really try and elevate these players' careers and giving them a platform to play and express themselves, to really develop. And it's great because when they come here, they want to play and do well to then go on to the next stage.
Well said. Of course, one of the early indicators of that was Nick Holliday heading up to Charlotte's MLS team. Looking toward Acosta, the goal scorer, and Van Oekel is ready. Van Oekel obviously pleads with Mr. Martinez to get the equalizer and erase that penalty kick that came early.
I feel like that dynamic between those two has probably worked a lot both ways, I think, down the years, with Martinez bailing out Van Oekel and probably going the other way. Maybe Martinez misses a chance and Van Oekel stands on his head.
What Van Oekel did in that first half, he ended up making a massive save before they got the equalizer, right? As Maldonado drops it back, Perez deflected Van Oekel. Look at that effort right there. That was tremendous.
Yeah, I'd be feeling that one, Dean, tomorrow. I think if I extended myself that much, but just to save the corner there. It's a great ball in from Armstrong to Maldonado just a second ago. I think Maldonado maybe getting a little bit too inventive there with his touchback. I felt he was into a great area there, maybe a touch and cut the ball across the box, but elected for something a little bit more intricate.
Acosta out of bounds.
You see what he's trying to do to Costa there. I don't think that's the guy that was banging in the goals last year, in the last couple of years. Memphis 901 and Tulsa, but I think for me there, I'd love to see him hit the shot and take it on himself instead of some of these layoffs. They're trying to bring other players into the game. Good step from Pelayo there. Straight away, I can see a greater level of intensity from North Carolina in this opening 5 minutes, just in the press. Whether they can maintain that throughout will be the challenge, but just trying to press in some of these situations to win the ball back a little higher. And
Craig. Normally I wait a little bit longer, Andrew, to ask you about subs, but I'm going to ask you 5 minutes in, for North Carolina FC. I won't ask you about Birmingham Legion FC, but for John Bradford.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I know in speaking to John, he talked about the fact they've got 3 games in 6 days, and I don't think that sort of challenge has presented itself yet throughout the opening 5-6 games of the season. So it's a different challenge, and you definitely need to call on your squad. He's got players like Bryce Washington working themselves back. Golex Anderson's on the bench. I definitely think we'll see Golex Anderson. If the score stays like this, we'll see him at some point. It's how many minutes you want to get from him when you've got 2 big games coming up as well. But you've got Sylvania's on there. I'm sure he'd love to roll out against his old team and show them what they're missing. But yeah, I think I could see the full complement of substitutions being used, especially for North Carolina. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Legion go the same way with a busy week in store.
Well said. Enzo Martinez really well struck. They almost timed that one perfectly, as they made a nice run to the near post, and Enzo Martinez smoked that corner.
Yeah, it was a low delivery as well. I was surprised he was able to get contact with the Legion player so easily. Just at times the game just looks a little odd, doesn't it? You just don't see necessarily the urgency at times, or the focus to go and attack every little ball.
Ezra Armstrong will lose it that time. A nice low center gravity, he lost it that time, but it's tough to win the ball from Ezra Armstrong. I mentioned it with Kendall Fletcher You know, DJ Taylor has done well at MLS, and Andrew, you and I kind of were, for lack of a better word, big pimping him there for a while, saying that he had the ability to make it to the next level, and he's done it. Sometimes Ezra Armstrong shows me a little bit of that.
Yeah, there's not a lot lacking in his game, is there? He's an unbelievable athlete. He's strong. He's good on the ball. It was his delivery that led to the opening goal today that caused all the problems, and he's got a lot of responsibility as a wing-back in this 3-4-2-1 formation. He has to provide the outlet going forward, but then he also has to cover the space behind him. And on this gigantic chasm of a field that is Wakemed Soccer Park Sailing Stadium, it's a big ask, but I mean, he fits all the requirements and attributes that you need of that position.
Enzo Martinez, Mikey Maldonado, the pink shoes, takes it back. Perez trying to find the youngster. They'll play this back to Van Oekel. Van Oekel. He's a big man, but I'll tell you what, he moves a lot, right? And he's pretty quick, gets off his line. Played into space, and Wires got it.
And they were watering the surface at half-time because I think it was playing a little slow in the first half at times, which doesn't lend itself to quick, incisive football, and players have to adjust now as the carpet gets that slick top surface to get the ball moving.
Armstrong down near the end line.
Just hear the shouts from the coaching staff trying to get the midfielders, Colin Martin, Mikey Maldonado, a little bit higher there, get onto the second balls that break out of there.
There's the Irish Ninja, Akira Fitzgerald, his wife Nicole, and son Shay, as Akira Fitzgerald has returned to North Carolina FC and got his son here and Nicole here and a lot of the other players. Appreciate our producer Joe Ferrara getting a good shot there of Akira and the little man, who already looks like he's going to be a stud athlete.
Yeah, that's what the 5 p.m. kickoff does. It allows you to bring out the babies, right, Dean? Like,
Craig. Malou.
a safe pair of hands holding that baby, wouldn't you say, Dean? I've dropped my 3 kids a few times, so I'm pretty sure that won't happen in their house.
Oh, Garrett Fitzgerald, I mean, routinely was USL League One goalkeeper of the year. And I think he's already settling in as a coach, right, for NCFC Youth. Andrew Tate, I think he's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get a little older. You got to start thinking about the next thing, and some of these young bucks, you know, don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I spent 6 years in Winston-Salem watching a lot of Wake Forest games, so I got to see a lot of Kira in action there as well. So a player that I've enjoyed watching for a number of years.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. He won a national championship.
Yeah, they weren't able to do that when I was there, Dean, unfortunately. But like most times, I feel like when I arrive on the scene, things tend to go a little bit of a run. The good times were that was
true.
a year
You
before.
Won the USL League One last year.
Yeah, I'll take all the credit for that one.
Probably like me, still waiting on that ring, maybe.
Yeah. Could be waiting a while.
Here's Rafa. That's a pretty good ball for Rafa. Turn from Perez. Rafa Menzigan has really embraced that right wing back, and he's embraced the defensive part of it. And we already knew he had the skill set right there to serve in a pretty good ball. That was not bad right there, Andrew.
No, I was thinking at halftime we just haven't seen we've seen a lot more of Armstrong down the left, and apart from the penalty that he won, we didn't really see Mensingen having a lot of impact from deep down the right. So that's a promising sign for the home team, that they can get him involved and get that dual threat of the left and right flank firing. Great play from Malou.
There's Malou. DaCosta. Maldonado.
Yeah, that could have been a sore one there.
Enzo Martinez. So here's Enzo.
Got to be careful.
Oh, he got the yellow.
Well, the yellow was coming. I think that's why he was upset. That's what I'm saying. I
Right.
think you've got to be careful when you're flicking your hand, but he's not done it with any real force. But you can see he just sort of lunges for the ball. He has good pressure from North Carolina. Just that little lunge in. Thankfully, the foot wasn't really planted into the ground, because that could have been a sore one for Maldonado. Thankfully, he's up and moving. But Enzo Martinez, I think par for the course. He's not happy that he's picked up a caution. I think you'd put money on it to start the day. And he's still talking about it now.
He reminds me a little bit with the jawline of Conor McGregor, a smaller version of him.
A goal and a caution. I think it's like the Enzo Martinez bingo right there.
There it is.
Just an all-action player. Wears his heart on his sleeve.
Truly does. And to be fair, I just want to be clear with everybody. He's a good player. Perez snapped.
Legion FC yellow card at the 58th minute to number 19, Enzo Martinez.
The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV
number
listings.
21, Alex Pugnale. Coming in number 28, Miguel Perez. Also in the 59th minute for Birmingham, number 29 stepping out of the game.
Couple
Stefano
subs coming
Pino.
for Tom
Coming
Sohn.
in number 11, Dawson McCartney on the.
As McCartney is going to come on. Cronale is going to come off. So it looks like maybe offense or defense. Perez also going to come on for Birmingham Legion FC. And that shakes my memory a little bit, because I always felt like every time Birmingham walked in here, they weren't coming in here playing for ties. If my memory serves me right, Andrew Tate. They were looking for 3 on the road.
We'll just see how that changes the picture.
Enzo Martinez had plenty of space, but still gave it up. He was waiting to get it back, and nice cover by Jake McGuire. Rafa is fouled.
Perez straight into the action there. Surprised he was able to escape a yellow card there, reaching out with 2 hands to try and stop Mensingen getting away. It's a good foul to give up.
I was thinking the same thing, and I felt like the biggest reason was the referee was just too far away from the play to make it over there to give the card.
So not just a change in personnel, obviously a change in positions. Patterson now slides into the centre-back position. So here, Kavita slides across to right centre-back. So just a little reshuffle across the back line. And then it looks like Kobe Hernandez Foster will just sit a little bit deeper in that midfield with Perez alongside him. And McCartney sliding out to the left-hand side. So we'll just see if that works to swing the momentum in Birmingham's favour, as they haven't really been able to create anything of note in the second half. And some changes coming for North Carolina as well, a triple change.
So we got, yep, you called it the triple change. Brewer Jr., Anderson Jr., and Cervania. All three coming in. And John Bradford and North Carolina FC at the 62nd minute.
Fans, put your hands together for number 8, Louis Perez. The score hyperwhelming substitution for NCFC in the 63rd minute.
So Martin's going to come out.
Coming in for Perez, number 10, James Cervania, also stepping off the field.
No, they've got that one wrong. I thought it was a strange one, bringing off Colin Martin. You don't usually see him step off the field.
Okay.
So I think is it going to be Rafa that's coming off?
28, Shaft Brewer Jr. And coming out of the game, number 49, William Placius. Coming in, number 9, Alex Anderson.
It's Mensingen. Yep. Mensingen for Brewer, like for like there. Brewer will get up and down this right-hand side.
Again, stepping off the field.
So Martin will stay in there alongside Maldonado, but Cervania will slide into that role that was occupied by Louis Perez.
Let's see what, as we call him, Golex can do. Alex Anderson Jr. with 30 minutes. He knows he's in there to the end.
If I'm Golex Anderson Jr., I'm probably going to go and sit on AJ Patterson. Not that he's the weak link, but he's sitting on a yellow card.
That's an excellent point. There he is, Alex Anderson Jr. So he's got that left leg wrapped. John Bradford, assisted by Mike McGinty, Andrew Scheck, Bobby Humphrey, Daniel Saletti, who did come up and say hi to me at the golf tournament. Christopher Harrington, Danny Cameron, and Pekka has worked his way onto the coaching staff, which is a nice connection. There's quite a few Brazilians on the team.
Yeah. Not bad people to have around, the Brazilians, when it comes to football.
Man.
Alex Anderson already ruffling some feathers. I'd probably pick my target a little bit better than Matt Van Oekel, to be honest, team, but good luck to him.
He's a big boy. I got to tell you, though, I talked to him. He is a really, really nice young man, very polite. Like I said, I kind of interrupted his warm-up.
And then you jinxed him.
Yeah. CFC 1-2-2, 5 points in 8th place. Birmingham 2-2-0, 6 points in 7th place. So after Saturday's games, last time these two played was back in 2020. And CFC coming off a 1-0 loss at Detroit City FC, where most pundits that I heard from said that North Carolina FC were the better team in that game. Soccer can be cruel, right?
Yeah, I think they outshot Detroit 12-6, and it was an own goal for the second time this season that's undone North Carolina FC. And funny enough, on the other side of it, Birmingham have had the rub of the own goals. I think two of their 4 goals have come from own goals. So you'd like to think these things even themselves up with the course of the season. We'll see.
Cervania had it. He lost it. The counter is on here for Birmingham Legion FC. On the right side, square, top of the 18. Craig, captain, wins it back to Mikey Maldonado, who had missed a tackle earlier, but now he gets it back. Numbers are decent. It's 3 versus 4 right now at the moment. Alex Anderson Jr. likes these numbers. Forgot the ball, though. And he'll lose it. This one's starting to have kind of an eerie feeling that it's going to be some kind of wild or random mistake, maybe, Andrew Tate, that could lead to the winner.
I think Mr. Bradford's messaging all week about details and every moment matters. I think it's going to ring true today, because I think, it could be a mistake or a moment of magic that wins this game, because See, there's both teams they're ready to pounce on something. I think that's an interesting change for head coach Tom Sono. Offside.
Wow.
As they've sort of gone to 2 false nines or 2 number 10s team with Enzo Martinez and Pasha sort of operating in and around the centre backs. And then they're pushing McCartney and Prosper high and wide in the hopes that they can really exploit those spaces down the sides of the outside centre backs, Malou and Palaio.
Malou wins it back though. Martinez trying to find Pasher.
Great reaction from Justin Malou. I think his defending has been brilliant today. Just a few times in possession, I think he's been a little bit sloppy. Just going to tidy that part of his game up. Because defensively, I think he's really done some good things.
Tom Sohn not done making changes as he's got another player headed over to the fourth officials table. Good opportunity here for Birmingham Legion FC. Goes all the way through and out of bounds. Enzo Martinez wanted it back at the top of the 18. 23, Preston will make his way in. Looks like McLaughlin's going to get a chance to come on for North Carolina FC.
Restore hyper-wellness substitution for Legion FC in the 68th minute.
We're in minute 70.
Coming in number 23, Preston Tabor Taka, 68th minute.
Yeah, fresh legs there with Prosper Kassim going off. Had his chances today. Probably would feel he should have scored today or got an assist.
Martinez, as Andrew Tate mentioned, with the goal and the yellow card. Van Okel with a incredible save in the first half.
It's onside.
Pasher, he mishit it. He is not afraid to rip it. As Garrett McLaughlin is going to come on for DaCosta. So DaCosta, who scores from the penalty spot.
Restore hyper-wellness substitution for NCFC in the 71st minute. Coming out, Rodrigo, coming in number 19 in his 100th USL appearance. Please welcome Garrett McLaughlin.
So that's Mark Calloway saying it's appearance number 100 for McLaughlin. Martin does a nice job to let the ball do the work. Gets it over to Garrett McLaughlin. Garrett with his right foot is looking to get it back to Martin. Brewer just a little bit late. Maldonado. Seen Maldonado go down to the ground quite a bit. Normally he wins those. He's missed a few today, Andrew.
So finely poised right now, team. This game, and see what Birmingham are trying to do. Pin back the wing backs or get them to cheat a little bit and try and get the things behind the spaces. And then for North Carolina, they've got that trio of attacking players with McLaughlin, Alex Anderson Jr. and Sylvania that know each other so well from last year and the years before. See what they can do going the other way. You've got a feel, Dean, there's another goal in this game for sure.
I agree. Minute 72. You'd said it earlier, but reminded everybody that both these teams with 3 games in 7 days. You got this game and then the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on Wednesday for both teams. North Carolina FC will host Carolina Core. Eddie Pope, the technical director, former USA star, played at North Carolina. And then Roy Lassler, the former NC State star, head coach. Both those players with a ton of caps for the U.S. national team. Roy Lassler, a big-time goal scorer in MLS. It was off of Ezra Armstrong, and then we'll be right back in the booth on Saturday. Back to normal, Saturday, 7 o'clock. New Mexico United will be here on Saturday night. I think that'll give us a decent reset. The Sunday afternoon game throwing everybody off just a bit.
You thought it was Monday, Dean, so there you go.
I was out here last night calling the game with Heather O'Reilly, the North Carolina Courage. Man, I'll tell you what, John Bradford's done an amazing job. Sean Nahas, they've lost a lot of big-name players over the years, and it just doesn't matter. They just keep on winning. And then you wonder, like, with the MVP Caroline out, how they're going to get goals. If they score 5 in their first game, they get 2 more yesterday. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I think that was the part of the problem last year, is they've been heavily reliant on Caroline Nicoli to get the goals and be the MVP that she was. That when she was missing, there wasn't a, well, this is how we're going to score the goals. It was a lot of looking around. And now I think it could be, hopefully, if she can get back fit and healthy at the right time, you know, it could be just the cherry on top of the cake to go and win a championship, because if everyone else is fitting in and the pieces are going well, you add her back in and you've got something special.
Noko feeling the pressure from Olex Anderson Jr. Enzo Martinez.
Pasha's making some good little clever runs at the moment, just a little foxy around that back 3, popping up. Going to keep an eye on him.
Laughlin back to Craig. Wyatt now to Brewer. Mulu get it back to Craig. 1-1 is the score. North Carolina FC, if you joined us late, earned a penalty kick 52 seconds into the game. Van Oekel had made a save, and then it got right in front of him. Rafa Menzigan got to it. Van Oekel took down Rafa. And then DaCosta stepped up and hammered home the penalty kick. And then a little bit later in the first half, the thorn that is Enzo Martinez got the equalizer. I didn't realize till we saw the highlights it went off the crossbar and in. I mean, he hit it well.
Gave the goalkeeper no chance.
No chance.
Another good ball from Martinez here.
Brilliant ball from Martinez. They're in. Sliding tackle out of bounds. You caught it, Andrew Tate. Enzo Martinez. Good lesson there. You don't play the player, you play it to the space and let the player run onto it.
Great ball, and even better defending there from the youngster, 17-year-old Adrian Pelayo. His second start of the season, Dean. You wouldn't know that is a 17-year-old that we're looking at. And I can see why he's going on trial next week, and why there's big things expected to be achieved in his career.
Yeah, you can tell he's got a big old soccer brain, but he's got a nice body as well at just 17. Only going to get bigger. This is trouble here. Oof.
Yeah, Pelayo he's a Mexican national, and he was playing for the U7. He was in the U17 World Cup you know, great experience for him. U17 World Cup for Mexico. Player that spent time at Portland Timbers FC in their academy.
'77th minute. Van Oekel. I caught him, a nice young man, and probably won't surprise you that Jorge Acuna had to immediately point out that he's 37.
That's young, Dave.
Thank you.
Especially for a goalkeeper. He's got another 5 years in the tank, I would say.
Indeed. Brad Friedel played till he was 44. There's a shot. Well, we've seen Ezra take a lot of shots for North Carolina FC, and you feel like he's got one coming. Let's recap what we've seen so far here. Both the goals coming in the first half.
And it's that man Ezra Armstrong we're just talking about there with a great ball in the first minute. Mensingen's there alive to the loose ball, pops on it. Van Oekel connects with him. Then Rodrigo de Costa connects with the back of the net there to put the home team on top. But there's a great breakaway from the Legion midway through the first half. It was Pino cutting the ball back for that man Martinez to get the equaliser.
Cervania, and Cervania against his former team earns a dangerous free kick. This is going to be a big-time opportunity for North Carolina FC, just at the edge of the 18.
Cervania doing what he does well. Tight, close control in a congested area. Manages to put it through Kavita's legs. He's not happy with the call. And I think he'll be in deep discussion with Garrett McLaughlin as to who's going to take this. He'd love to hit this one against his former team, and Garrett McLaughlin, he's not opposed to a nice little free kick from this range too. It is close though. Sometimes with these free kicks right on the top of the box, you just don't have the length of the distance to get it up and down, up over the wall and down under the crossbar. So it's power or placement. Looks like a big wall too. A lot of height in there.
I thought Cervania was going to tell Garrett, this one's all me, but a moment ago, Garrett actually repositioned the ball.
It's got to favour the right footer from there, I would say.
Yeah. We're going to get the 10 yards straight. McLaughlin felt like he kind of slipped as he approached that one.
There's a lot that happens like that. I've seen a lot of slipping today. I don't know if it's the studs that they wear or disappointing end to the opportunity there.
Asher. Birmingham Legion FC. We have seen them break some hearts here at Wakemed Soccer Park with late game heroics. Remember, they're 3-3-1. They're dead even all time as they renew this kind of little mini rivalry. It's going to go back to Jake McGuire.
eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
82nd minute. Just saw a moment ago the 2 goals came in the first half. Nice recap by our crew.
Another loose pass from Justin Malou.
Enzo Martinez. Man, he's just one of those players that I don't always know how he gets from A to Z.
He's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Without knowing how he's popping up. So I like the move from Thompson to sort of play Pasha and Martinez in that sort of double 10 role. Just give you that quality on the ball and craftiness. One fan's not happy with that decision there. Foul adjudged to be conceded by Ezra Armstrong. A little bit more control now for the away team, you'd say. Just swung in their favour last 5-10 minutes.
Good movement here for Birmingham. See, this is bringing back all kinds of memories where you play Birmingham and there's moments of brilliance, then it gets a little sleepy, and then at the end of the game they do this kind of stuff where they attack you, and like I said earlier, they break your heart and they get late goals.
Yeah, certainly leaning that way at the moment. And a poor start to the game, but since then they've grown and grown into it, and the changes right now seem to have more of a positive effect on Birmingham Legion than North Carolina. It's clever.
Really clever. Asher. Well, you just double the trouble when you add Pasher into Enzo Martinez, because they're just so elusive, so dangerous. There's a little deflection.
That was an important touch, I think, from Paco Craig there, the captain. That ball was heading to the back post. A couple of Legion shirts right there, ready to pounce, but corner conceded.
Corner kick, Birmingham Legion FC. Jake McGuire bouncing a bit, driven in. Like McGuire got his right hand on it. Here's Enzo Martinez. He'll run it down. Martinez sends it right back the other way. And it's going to go out of bounds. The king of all kings, Jorge Acuna, has moved on. So now Emily Hunter Valencia heads up broadcasting, does a great job. Kyle Lang and his crew have been amazing. Joe Ferrara is our producer. Nick Forbes on replay. Cervania. Brewer will lose it. And a little bit of a whistle. Ryan Moeller on audio. Ryan Ware, who does so much behind the scenes in so many ways, up here in the perch with us. Daniel Bentley, Chris Wash, Andrew Taylor. Biggest man in the building, Mark Dry up in the perch as well. And I think it changes the dynamic of the feel of this game had we been able to tell everybody that Savannah, Rosanna, Dana Revel was going to be here. That usually adds 2,500 extra people. Andrew Tate. She does a great job on expression. That's our crew. Alongside Andrew Tate, Dean Linky with you. Maldonado. Malou. Don't forget to come out on Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Carolina Core. Down the road from High Point, Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. That game will be feisty. It is all about the upsets. Carolina Railhawks used to make it routine to beat the LA Galaxy as we got some cramping going on. It's been a few years since North Carolina FC has won an Open Cup game, Andrew.
Yeah, and they expect to win against lower league opposition, but that's the beauty of the Open Cup, right? There's just no gimmies, no guarantees. Adrian Palaio there, just as he stretched to block that cross, felt a tightening, I think, of the leg somewhere there. A little bit of cramp coming in, but great replacement coming on, and Bryce Washington, who's been a big pickup, I think, for the home team, and a player that's had a few little niggles recently, but back to health now, and a player they'll be expecting to put in some big minutes in the next 6 days.
Enzo Martinez coming over to talk to Tom Sohn. Man, he's got one of those engines that is rare for somebody that plays an attacking spot who can also drop back. He can play a 6, an 8, a 10, 7, 9. He can play wherever, but it doesn't look like he's any worse for the wear. I mean, right? He looks like he can keep on going.
Absolutely. Energize the bunny.
All right, so here comes Washington. Come on for the youngster.
Good 85-plus minutes for Palaio there as he continues to show his potential.
Restore Hyper Wellness substitution for NCFC. Put your hands together for number 86, Adrian Palaio, stepping down to the game. Coming in the 90th minute to play, number 27, Bryce Washington.
Bryce Washington into the game. Corner kick headed away by McLaughlin.
That was something that worked on the training ground there. You can see Enzo Martinez was trying to get everyone into the 6-yard box to leave Tyler Pasha open for that line drive, and McLaughlin was well positioned to put that out.
Olex Anderson Jr. doing his thing. Look at the speed. Olex Anderson Jr. Oh!
He stayed in.
Stayed in. Oh, how unlucky right there. We got 5 minutes of added time. Plenty of time for both teams.
5 minutes of additional time in the second half. 5 minutes.
North Carolina FC back here on Wednesday, U.S. Open Cup Carolina Core, then Saturday night New Mexico. Then they've got games on May 4 and May 14th against Rhode Island and Loudoun United, respectively. Get your tickets by going to NorthCarolinaFC.com. Caught up on Birmingham Legion as well, as we want you to get to their games. They have a Open Cup game on Wednesday as well. Blue. That's true, isn't it? They have one on Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing Chattanooga Red Wolves at home. 8 o'clock kickoff. That's a tough one. Chattanooga have been doing pretty well in USL League One.
After an off year last year, right?
Yeah.
Martin does well to win it back. He's hoping to find McLaughlin. On the other side of McLaughlin was Olex Anderson Jr.
Don't think that was a bad pass from Enzo Martinez, but Bryce Washington there, just the pace and athleticism to get on the end of it.
Oakle. April 20th, the Legion have Miami FC. And then 27th, they head to Memphis. Their next home game is actually May 4th against FC Tulsa. The Birmingham Legion. Asher still causing problems out there. McGuire. We're exactly halfway through the 5 minutes of added time. What are you thinking, a tie here?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if the both teams look at this as a good point or a 2 points dropped. You know, it's tough. It's early in the season. You want to be hard to beat, and it's going to run out. And the positive thing for Birmingham Legion is that the opening 5 games that they've played, 4 of them have been on the road. So that's been a challenge for them. They just had that one home game against Loudon that they were able to pick up the 3 points. So they'll hope that, you know, after 2 road games where they hadn't scored a goal, they've scored a goal today, and hopefully going home with a point for them. The big thing is just making sure you don't pick up any injuries going into a busy week. Is there one more chance in this game? I don't think either keeper's really had to make a save in the second half, Dean.
So great to be back in USL Championship. Mikey Maldonado. Olex Anderson Jr. looked like he was open.
Matt Frank Oakle there coming out to give Majib Marana a big double high five there. As Maldonado just trying to find Olex Anderson Jr. there for what would have been a golden opportunity. But Marana was very well positioned to cut out that pass.
Less than a minute of added time remaining. Ezra Armstrong. Pretty good ball to McLaughlin. Referee could have brought it back, but North Carolina FC keeps possession, so he's got to swallow the whistle. And now a player's down for North Carolina FC. And the yellow card is going to come out.
It's Miguel Perez. He was lucky not to pick up a yellow card when he stepped on the field, Dean.
Yeah.
That grab earlier in the second half.
Yeah, almost within a minute, right?
Yeah.
Legion FC yellow card in added time to number 28, Miguel Perez.
Brewer. It's a good tackle. Birmingham Legion to knock it out of bounds. We're almost a full minute over the added time. This might be it right here. This could be a Mikey Maldonado flick. I feel like we've seen this show before.
Yeah, with the sun in their eyes as well.
A little flick. Can they find a loose ball? They can't. That is the final whistle. Andrew Tate, your final thoughts on the final score of North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1.
A really competitive 90 minutes between 2 teams that are going to be pushing to get into the playoffs come the end of the season. First half promised a lot. Second half was a much more of a struggle and a battle for both teams. But I think there's 2 points dropped, but hopefully at the end of it, they'll be looking at it as a point game.
For Emily Hunter, Valencia, Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, Savannah Revel, Nick Forbes, Ryan Moeller, Mark Drive, Brian Ware, Daniel Bentley, Chris Walsh, and Andrew Taylor. We're going to send it to break and come back and wrap it up. Final score, North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1. We'll be back in a minute or so.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, Select Physical Therapy is here for you. Select Physical Therapy is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make Select Physical Therapy's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
And what is the 100th game for that man right there, John Bradford, as the top man for North Carolina FC? Your final score is a tie. North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1.
Yeah, a really competitive game. I think a draw was a fair result, Dean, based on the stats and the balance of the game. Both teams had moments, spells, opportunities, but 1-1 was the score in the end, and I don't think either team can argue.
Show you the highlights in this game.
It was a great start. Ezra Armstrong down the left, great ball across the box. Van Oekel, we're disappointed, doesn't gather cleanly and then gives up the PK as Rafa Mensingen jumped on the loose ball. And then it was up to Rodrigo da Costa, the Brazilian, getting his first goal for North Carolina FC as he stroked it down the middle, much to the frustration of the visiting goalkeeper.
So an early 1-0 lead. Then this save was the save of the game.
Yeah, that would have been it, 2-0. That could have been a hole that the Legion might not have been able to claw themselves out of, but as it was, it remained 1-0. And Pino here cutting it back to Enzo Martinez, the Uruguayan 33-year-old on the spot. He was everywhere today and full value for that goal. Here was an opportunity. This is their second, I think that sums up the second half there, just a scruffy finish from Luis Perez. The chances were few and far between, just lacking a bit of quality at times. Well, flick on from Justin Malou. As you can see here, the goalkeeper's not really tested in the second half, despite lots of looks and opportunities in both boxes. Garrett McLaughlin there's foot just coming out from underneath him at a key moment. As I said, the stats just really, really even. But a competitive game between two teams that have got high hopes for the season. It'll be interesting to see the return leg, how that looks later in the season.
Perhaps a tie is justified.
I think you're very, very fair with that, Dean.
All right, so that's what it is. North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1. For the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Thanks for being with us on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.